Guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Tuesday evening. I hope you are well. The day's treated you well. You've looked after yourself and all that jazz. It's a video that I didn't expect to make, but obviously when breaking news hits, you got to talk about it. And we're going to be talking about a rejected contract offer towards Tosin Adarabioyo from Spurs. And just really kind of a last sort of second update and a last potential update on Pedro Neto. And you can kind of see how that one's going to go. So plenty to talk about, plenty to get into. Just to say, though, if you're new, give us a subscribe. Very much welcome to join us for the journey. And let me start with this Tosin Adarabioyo one. So it came from Paul O'Keefe literally within the last hour, who has said that Tosin Adarabioyo has turned down an offer from Tottenham. Whether Tottenham return with a fresh proposal remains to be seen. Now, this is a guy who has rejected Spurs before, which was last summer. Obviously, he was really hell-bent on going to Monaco. Good tax reasons, I can tell you that. But he turned down Spurs to get to Monaco. Now, leading into this summer, I think a lot of us kind of predicted he or Lloyd Kelly would probably be the way Spurs go, with them being free, homegrown, Prem-proven, athletic players who can, play in Ange's system. But this news is quite interesting. Is it a situation Spurs have offered him a first-year contract and, it's underwhelming? Is it that they've offered him a decent contract, but he's still set on the idea of playing abroad? Maybe. And I have no issues with Spurs going in again, because I doubt for a second he doesn't want to play for Spurs. I just think he has an idea of what he wants his next move to look like, which, hey, this at the end of the day is his career. There's nothing wrong with that. But if Spurs, let's say they do go in again and he rejects it again, move on. Go for Lloyd Kelly. Go for an option that's going to cost you some money, because I don't want a situation where we are the Tuesday, the 7th of May. I don't want to be going into June and still hoping that Tosin Adarabioyo might accept your 78th contract offer. He may also have a situation where he's like, look, I just want to wait till the end of the season. Give me to the end of the season. Let me play this season. Let me get out of the way. And then I'm going to have a look at my options from there. Maybe that's the way he's also thinking about it. So I don't think this is a situation where Spurs are done on Tosin Adarabioyo. But I also don't see a situation where Spurs are going to be hell-bent on coming back in there. If you see what I mean. I think Spurs will come back in again. I think it's more that he's like, look, let me just finish the season. Let's see what the landscape looks like. Give me a week to think about it. And if that's the case, and it's, like I said, Tuesday, 7th of May, and, late May, you guys give us a week, I'd give him a week. But, if it's getting to the point where it's like late June and we're still hopeful, it's probably not going to happen. So you're probably better off going for a target that can get, but okay, it's going to cost you some money. It's better than that. Maybe it is a Calafiori route, which I know a lot of you are probably happy about that I've just mentioned his name. Maybe Calafiori is the route. Maybe Lloyd Kelly will be the guy they do end up getting. But I do think it was interesting that Tosin was top of their list. Maybe they don't think he's the best, but maybe it's sort of a situation where we go, look, if we get him, it'll allow us to go and get a better player in a position of more need. Maybe. We shall see. Right, let me talk to you about Pedro Neto. So, look, Pedro Neto is a guy that at the start, not maybe not the start of the season, but not long after the season started, Spurs had interest in, he's had a really good season when he's been fit for Wolves, and that's the key thing here. When he's been fit, he is prone to a hamstring injury or two. And in Ange's system, there is a situation where, let's be honest, players don't kind of hold up all that well because it's such a demanding system. Hence why you would need two per position to give you the ability to play through injury issues and things like that. So Paul O'Keefe again, he's gone for a duo here. He's got himself a double. He talked about Pedro Neto. He said, rule that one out. The risk factor is too high. And I think this is the key thing. And I will finish with Pedro Neto. There won't be any more after this, I promise. All right. So if you want to click off, I won't be offended. I will be. I know who you are. I'm joking. With Pedro Neto, I think he was number one for a little while, and then he got that second injury. And I think Spurs kind of went and looked at it and gone, yeah, we already have injury issues. Johnson's missed time. Kulusevski's missed some time. Werner's now missing time. Technically, Sonny's not been 100% all year. Richie's missed time. That's just in the attack. And Spurs looking at it going, God, We can't add a guy who's potentially even more injury prone than all those guys into that mix, even though, yes, he's super talented. And if injuries weren't a thing in real life, then Spurs would be all over Pedro Neto, but they are. And I think Arsenal have distanced themselves a little bit from Pedro Neto. I think Liverpool might have distanced themselves a little bit from the Pedro Neto move. And it's just purely that he can't stay fit. Now, if there's a situation where next season he plays a full season, no injury issues, I think maybe you might find one of the two of those teams coming back in and kind of going, actually, we will take that punt. But this season's sort of shown that, the guy does struggle to stay fit. And these teams, when they're playing 2-3 times a week, they need to rely on players that can, play through issues. But not only that, are unlikely to pick up issues. Arsenal spent 100 million on Declan Rice. There was a reason. The guy's an Iron Man. There's a reason why Liverpool spent so much money on Virgil van Dijk. Not only were they great players, obviously Declan included, on this, but, Virgil is an Iron Man. If they're going to spend 70 million on a guy, they want him to be able to say, look, you need to play week in, week out. And Virgil, how often, other than that one big injury, how often has Virgil missed time? So I think that's where Spurs are thinking about. It's where I still think the other team's looking at it. And I think Spurs need to be looking at, Eberechi Eze, he's missed time. Do Spurs look there still? I like Eberechi Eze. He's my number one guy, but are they going to look at that still? Are they going to go somewhere where they go, actually, we need someone that's going to be able to play 45, 50 games a season? We shall see. But anyway, guys, then the video. I hope you did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video. If you did, hit me in the comment section down below your thoughts and fears about that Tosin Adarabioyo contract rejection, as well as Spurs ruling themselves out of Pedro Neto. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the bell notification for. But anyway, guys, then the video. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.